Ever since Zoc started toying with the concept of making art for archons using AI generation, I've grown more interested in the representation of archons and how creative you can get with it. And that's where the idea of making a personality for each of my Hexad decks was originated. So I had these old colored pencils lying around, and I decided it was time to draw the archons myself. So for the past few weeks, I've started doing art streams where I use my colored pencils to draw the archons. And to start off, I wanted to depict the archons as they are on the archon cards themselves. So a energy form, very bright and full of electricity, I suppose. So far, I've made a drawing for Edgeveil, Lorimer, and Exmoor. And while my technique is underdeveloped, I'm pretty happy with the results so far. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first drawing I did, Edgeveil of the Pioneer's Library. A straight-on front view, and this particular archon looks like a turtle, I think. I really like how the green highlight in the chest and feet turned out in this one. And it's helped me determine that I should take some artistic liberties with the colors I use so that things stand out more, to give things a little more pop. Next up, I did Lorimer. This piece focuses on Lorimer's head and the tentacles flowing out of it, and I tried to take it at a side angle so that Lorimer is actually facing towards the left here, and for that reason the tentacles are flowing to the right. With this piece to give depth to the color, I ended up adding multiple layers between yellow and green, and I think that turned out rather well, so I'd like to do more of that in the future. The last one I did was Exmoor, and this one has the coolest pose of all three, with the perspective looking up the hand as it generates a sort of energy field, just emanating its powerful psychic, electric, archon energy stuff. So where to go from here? Well, I think there are a lot of ways I could improve my technique, but one of the things that I also picked up from the art store recently was a dip pen, and I can use this to ink the drawings I've done. So I've actually gone back, I did a scan of Lorimer, printed it out, and then did an inking over it. And this is the result. And I think it actually makes Lorimer pop rather well. So I want to try to do this with the other archons that I've drawn. There's also this concept of the archons choosing how people see them. And so the energy forms I'm interpreting as their true form. But then the archons also have the ability to change the way they're perceived. And this opens up basically the entire creative space for how you want to draw your archon. And so I've started doing that with the loneliness that reigns over clocks by drawing these wispy ghost looking things that perhaps are shy and they hide out in these grandfather clocks. So I'm just really loving the idea of making fan art for archons. So I'd love to see what everyone else comes up with. Post it to Reddit or something. But let's start making archon arts.